Tell us whatever you have to share.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, I've met some interesting folks in my walks in life, and ran across Matt Coday in Texas. And I want to tell you a little bit about Matt Coday in Texas. Matt Coday in Texas is the president. He actually started the organization, the Oil and Gas Workers Association. So the Oil and Gas Workers of America. And let me tell you, this guy is rock solid, 100% American, along with his organization, who pushes for the advocacy for and the need for American energy, especially as it comes through gas and oil. And that is something I always post this picture that they pulled off of Fox News one time when I was on Fox News, talking about the state of American energy. And this was back, it's been a few years back, but it still resonates today. There's two things. If you really want to have a national security posture, you have to be in control of your access to your energy and your food sources. Number one and number two, you cannot eat and you cannot move without food and fuel. I mean, that's just the way that it is. And we have gotten to a point to where we have allowed ourselves to once again, thanks to the Joe Biden administration and these weak, panty waste policies that have taken the power of American energy away from the American energy producers. And that's gas, oil, coal. Hey, look, and even if some of these renewables, look, if you're doing it here in America and it's successful, great. But we have to be grounded in a competitive market. It's just got to be that way. We just have to have competition, and right now we have to have oil, gas, and coal. We just have to. I mean, there's just no getting around it. And why do we want to give money to support groups like Hamas? We don't know where the money goes when you pump your gas in that gas tank. Are we really sure now that 100% of the money that we're pumping into our gas tank is going to American energy companies? And the answer to that now, for that's a shame. Number one, that's disgraceful. Number two, and number three, that's un-American.
Repeat that, James. James, you cut out
Oh,
there for 5 seconds. So just go over your list, starting at point one.
yeah. Number one, it's disgraceful to get any energy resources from energy companies, okay, or American energy resources. Number two, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the American workers. For liberal organizations and democratic organizations that supposedly support American workforce, union labor, they sure don't support the United Mine Workers, Oil and Gas Workers of America, or petroleum refinery workers, and most of them, or United Steel Workers either. Because if they did, then they would ensure that we're going to have American production that's going to be and energy resources that's going to be fueling America, and they don't do that now. They've, instead of giving a job to the American patriot, to the American that's trying to live hand to mouth every month. Instead, they're going to pump and buy oil and buy all kinds of resources from foreign countries. So who are we investing in? And if you go to pump gas into your gas tank, are you sure that 100% of what you're putting in your gas tank is going to go to support America? And even if a half of a penny out of 1 million people, 1 million plus people that buy gas every day on the Eastern Seaboard, okay, even if a half a cent of what you're putting in there is funneled to another country and funneled into Hamas or God only knows what. If it goes to Saudi Arabia, you can forget it. If it goes to Iran, you can forget it. If it goes to China, you can forget it. Russia, you can forget it, because we have no way to track it. And I think that's a shame, that's criminal, and that's disgraceful. And I'm glad that we have organizations like Matt's organization that is out there fighting for American energy production, and I'm all about it. 100% support it. I've always done that. You can go research James McCormick, Vets for Energy. And let me tell you, I've been beating this drum. I was beating this drum the day after Obama was elected. Talking about, the transition to green energy, the forced transition. It's not a transition. It's not a, it's not a competitive work cycle that allows the best person to win. It is like tilting the scales and forcing you and I, the taxpayers, to pay for some of these ungodly experiments that do not work. And it's a shame. It really is. And we're shutting down what made America so great. And that is our gas, our oil, and our coal, and our steel industry. And those American auto workers, man, my God, what did they do for World War II? They won the war. Those American workers and those Rosie the Riveters that all got out while the soldiers were fighting. It was American industry. It was American industry that made America great, and that's what we need to do again. We have to make America great again, and that's exactly what I mean by saying that.
Captain McCormick.
Yep.
I have a quick question. We've been mutually chatting about this great guy, Matt Coday. I think it's spelled Coday. If I'm correct.
It is, but he goes by Cody. Yeah, he tells me.
Oh, there we go. I checked him out on Linkbook. This is an oil LinkedIn Linkbook. But this is a great guy. This is a leader for many decades in his field, oil and gas. I had a question for him that maybe you can relay, and I really look forward to meeting him and using him as a resource. Hello, inside scoop, inside secrets about the industry. My question is to you, because I've asked a few other specialists on this. We've discussed on air, James, because we've been on your show 3-4 times, and you've been here wonderfully on Val Olson Radio. And we asked you in the past, does a president make a difference to say our military guys or the oil industry, whatever? Does a president really make a difference? The answer is hell yeah.
Yeah,
right?
Does.
Hell
yeah. Yeah, he does.
So we all know that Joe Biden signed an executive order. Started with a signature. He signed 63, like in the first, I'll bet, just 65 minutes that he was president in January. But one of them was shutting down Keystone.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I've been doing deep research because the mainstream media, here we go, James. We talk about this BS all the time, the mainstream media. They say, 50,000 jobs are lost